This is King Charles's worst nightmare, an AWOL Fergie that spills the beans.
Yes, you did actually predict this, Mark, the other day, and I disagreed with you, and I hold my hands up. I was wrong, because you did predict, rightly, that there's a chance Fergie might go rogue. And what The Sun is reporting today is that courtiers are equally as worried she might go rogue, because, of course, she's been completely cut off.
Sarah Ferguson has just been presented with an offer she may find impossible to refuse, sending the palace into a frenzy. TV channels are competing with six-figure bids for her first on-camera interview since losing nearly everything. But here's what isn't being shared publicly. Palace insiders suggest she has, in the words of one source, a hunger for revenge. Unlike Andrew's disastrous Newsnight appearance, Sarah believes she has leverage the royals don't want revealed. Subscribe now, because the coming weeks could uncover secrets the palace has worked decades to hide. Let's be clear about her current situation. Title, gone. Residence, gone. Income, vanished. Royal Lodge, her home for 20 years, must be vacated by January's end. Her children's book was destroyed before release. 7 charities officially severed ties. And now American networks are waving large checks at someone with nothing left to lose. According to The Sun, the offers are significant, enough to resolve her immediate problems. But insiders say this isn't only about cash. Talk TV's Mark Dolan told Sky News Australia that Sarah feels betrayed. She thinks Andrew's connection with Jeffrey Epstein ruined her life, not her own decisions. She wants to tell that story to millions on camera. Activate notifications now, because if this interview happens, the countdown to revelations begins instantly.
She's probably still negotiating her living arrangements with King Charles. But as you said before, the thing is, when money's on the table with Fergie, she cannot resist money. She spends far too much. She's in terrible debt all the time. Her children's book has just been pulped. That was obviously something that she was really hoping would be a financial lifeline for her.
This is where things get risky for Charles. Palace staff aren't just worried about Andrew. One insider warned the prince that there's a real chance Sarah could act independently, creating embarrassment for King Charles, Queen Camilla, or other family members. That phrase, acting independently, doesn't mean minor criticism. It means potential exposure. Consider what Sarah actually knows. A decade of marriage to Andrew, 20 more years living under the same roof. She observed meetings, travel, lifestyle choices, and decisions firsthand. She knows who visited, who called, and who enabled actions. If she chooses to share those details, the palace has no control. One source said it plainly: the royals worry because they must, but they can't stop her. So what restrains her? Her advisors. They fear repeating what they call the unmatched disaster scenario. Remember Andrew's Newsnight interview? The one where he claimed he couldn't sweat and was at Pizza Express in Woking? That moment didn't just fail, it destroyed him, forcing the Queen to strip his titles. Sarah's team knows that one wrong move, one defensive comment, one shaky answer could ruin her forever.
Because, of course, she's been completely cut off. She has no house, no status, no money. So really, actually, what else is there for her to do? And if somebody like Oprah is coming forward with a huge money offer, then, actually, really, she'd be a fool not to take it.
Here's the tricky part. Sarah is self-assured. One insider told the source she is eager to answer questions because she genuinely believes she did nothing wrong. That confidence is what makes this dangerous. Andrew also thought he was innocent, trusting reasoned explanations would make people understand. We all saw how that ended. So what might she actually say? Sources indicate her main aim is distancing herself from Andrew. She wants to clarify that she knew nothing of Epstein's crimes. Her argument? Why would anyone tell her? She's the mother of 2 daughters. That's her defense. She admits knowing Epstein and benefiting from his wealth, but claims ignorance about his abuse. Except there are emails calling Epstein her supreme friend, the same messages that got her dropped by charities and publishers. Her explanation? She wrote them only because Epstein threatened legal action. Fear, not friendship. But if you were truly scared of a lawsuit, would you call someone your supreme friend? Fearful people don't write like that. That's closeness. And that contradiction is exactly what a skilled interviewer would challenge relentlessly.
If this interview happens, Charlotte, what might she say?
I think she's very likely to discuss the email that she sent to Epstein saying, "You're my esteemed friend. I'm sorry for calling you the P word." And I think she's going to try and justify that by saying she was threatened by Epstein.
Another complication is rarely discussed. Andrew won't back this. Sources claim he understands that Sarah's chance to rebuild her image depends on portraying him as the villain, showing she was misled, kept in the dark, and manipulated. One insider was frank. This interview would let Sarah separate herself from him and declare her innocence. Translation, she survives by putting him fully in the spotlight, and she's apparently willing. Andrew has spent months clinging to whatever dignity remains. Watching his ex-wife dismantle him on global TV would devastate him, yet she proceeds. Oprah Winfrey is rumored as a potential interviewer. Sarah met Oprah twice before, in 1996 and 2011, but those were friendly chats. This would be damage control under intense scrutiny, an attempt to reclaim a shattered reputation while the world watches. Mark Dolan explained the stakes. This scandal could tarnish Charles's entire reign. If you're not subscribed, do it now. Once the interview is announced, everything speeds up. Consider the implications for Charles. He's worked to project stability, a modern monarchy, and controlled messaging. Andrew's situation has already caused damage he still manages. Now imagine Sarah on international TV, revealing royal scandals, Epstein ties, and alleged family mistreatment. Headlines would explode for weeks, questioning who knew what, prompting speculation about ignored warning signs, and fueling critics to challenge the monarchy. Sarah reportedly sees no alternative. One source says she needs money and housing by January. Timing is critical. Monetizing her story now maximizes value. Her reputation is already shattered. Charities won't touch her, publishers won't release her books, the royals have cast her out. What does she have left to protect? From that view, a tell-all interview isn't a risk, it's a chance. A successful interview could rebuild her standing and earn her money. Failure doesn't make things worse than they are. One source summed it up. Andrew had his chance, now it's Fergie's turn. Here's where we stand. Sarah Ferguson is considering six-figure offers globally. She feels wronged, wants to tell her side, and palace insiders can't stop her. The question isn't if she'll do it, but when and how much damage she'll cause. So here's what I want from you. Should Sarah take the interview or walk into another disaster? What question could ruin her if mishandled? Do you believe she truly knew nothing of Epstein's crimes? Comment below. I read every reply because this choice affects everything next. Hit the notification bell. Once scheduled, the palace will scramble. Meanwhile, Sarah is pursuing another plan. Secret novels under a pseudonym, earning money anonymously. Click the video on screen to see why she's using both strategies. When trapped, you don't rely on just one escape.